know.
MagMongoSlade. MagMongoSlade.
Raw is as brutal as SmackDown. I'm not even going to hold you up. I'm starting to see more people complain about Triple H's creative. You know, the milk's gone bad, as Dave Chappelle once said. I wish I had more arms. I wish I was Goro. I could get this damn show 4 thumbs down. I would give this show 4 thumbs down. I would give a lot of these shows 4 thumbs down. The hot crowd can't save you. Roman Reigns and CM Punk can't save you. You actually have to produce something on this show. This was the go home show for Clash in Paris, by the way. The go home show. We're going to talk about this. Here we go. Again, because it's not worth discussing, we're going to truncate. Roman Reigns came out and he had an issue with Bronson Reed. Paul Heyman said 5 years ago this week, him and Roman Reigns formed the bloodline, changed the industry together. Now Roman's there all alone. Roman said Cody was right. He lost everything. And they had to now invent things to take from him. Then Bronson Reed got the microphone and said that his tats are legit. They're earned, while Roman Reigns' tattoos are paid for. And that he's the Samoan that Roman's dad and uncle warned him about. Roman Reigns realized that Bronson Reed is Samoan and said, oh, that means we cut from the same cloth. You need to come down here, give me my shoes back, apologize, and acknowledge me. They ended up fighting instead. So they're going to have a match at Clash in Paris. Okay. The tribal thief thing is pretty funny, and it's actually getting Bronson Reed over with some people. So it's fine. You know, Roman Reigns was getting glazed like a ham for 12 minutes or whatever to start the show. I mean, the excessive crowd glazing. If you love Roman, stand up. If you love... I guess the old man was right. Everybody was mad in 2016. Now here it is. If you love Roman, stand up. Yeah. Now you see the vision. Talk about a visionary. A revolutionary. Dragon Lee defeated J.D. McDonough. You know, I came to the conclusion that J.D. McDonough is the X-Pac of Judgment Day. He's the workhorse, but nobody cares about him at all. Except for his head is twice the size of Sean Waltman's head. AJ Styles got involved with this thing, chasing off Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio complained, wanted Finn Balor to do something about it, and he did. He got pinned by AJ Styles. That's what he did about this. And then Adam Pearce decided he's going to give AJ Styles a rematch for the Intercontinental Championship next week in France. Not at the pay-per-view, next week in France. Because the pay-per-view's full. Can't possibly book another match. Can't squeeze one more in. Nope, not one more. Can't book one more match. Nope, can't do it. LA Knight, Jey Uso, CM Punk, they were all having words with each other. None of this matters. The main event of the show was Braun Breaker versus LA Knight. And of course, we got shenanigans. Braun Breaker won the match at least. But not until after there was a bunch of run-ins. Of course, Seth Rollins did a run-in, and Jey Uso did a run-in, and then eventually CM Punk did a run-in. During the midst of all this, Braun Breaker hit a spear and pinned LA Knight. You know, the guy who's about to fight for the world title. He just, for some reason, he lost to Jey Uso last week and beat LA Knight this week. That's stupid. It's stupid. Why is he wrestling these guys one-on-one at all? It's dumb. These matches are flat. It's stupid. Real stupid. There was a big fight to end the show with LA Knight and CM Punk having words with each other. LA Knight was mad that CM Punk knocked him through that table and said that Punk just shrugged and didn't try to help him up. CM Punk said that LA Knight was a clumsy idiot and fell through the table, which is a terrible reframe of this whole thing. After they started fighting, they knocked over Jey Uso, who super kicked them both. The crowd actually reacted when he super kicked Punk. Okay, they're not supposed to be coexisting. Their opponents on Sunday, Saturday? I don't know, man. I don't even pay attention to this stuff. I watch this stuff every week. I don't know, man. I don't know when that damn show is. We'll figure it out. Eventually, I'll figure it out. Kofi Kingston defeated Penta. That was stupid. Penta, the guy who probably should be carrying a title right now, or should be in title contention, or at the very least being used to draw crowds in Mexico. Nope, instead he's doing jobs for Kofi Kingston. Look, I like Kofi Kingston, but get out of here with this. This New Day thing is a failure. This Big G stuff is unconscionable. Who cares? Next, Rusev says that he was programmed to crush. He was trained by monsters, but promised he was never going to let anybody tell him who to crush again. Now he's going to hurt whomever he wants, and he wants to hurt Sheamus. And he says Sheamus picked this match just Donnybrook. He picked his poison. Later, Sheamus said that he cringed when he heard that Rusev was coming back, that Rusev had lost his passion. That was kind of a burial. And then he said that nobody cares about him being in a dark room talking. It was all cringe. But through their trilogy, the passion has come back. He wants to fight the old Rusev, but he wants Rusev to remember who brought it back, who brought it out of him. Okay. I mean, kind of a brutal promo on Sheamus, but brutal promo on Rusev, but okay. I'm okay with this. This is all fine. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, they're gone from being "you can't beat me" to now they're buddies all of a sudden. Io thanked Rhea for last week and said she respects her, but Asuka and Kairi are her family, and they're not comfortable. They don't like that the two of them are friends, so it's best that they keep their separate ways, right? It's best they go their separate ways. Rhea Ripley agreed with this, and they actually hugged. This lasted all of 30 minutes after Rhea Ripley beat Roxanne Perez in a dreadfully long match. Again, this is an AEW mistake. Everybody knows Rhea Ripley is not losing this match. So why in the hell is this match so long? It's pathetic. It's stupid. After Rhea Ripley wins, obviously Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez jumped her. And then obviously Io Sky ran down there to save her. At that point, they get backstage. Rhea is smiling, thanks Io for the help. And then Asuka appears and she starts yelling at Io for talking to Rhea. She doesn't like the fact that she's talking to Rhea. Kairi doesn't like it either. But Io's like, Kairi, trust me. Trust me, please. And Kairi, of course, looked and she sulked away. She's stuck in the middle. People are calling this a lesbian angle, but it's more like controlling Auntie Asuka is trying to dictate who Io can be friends with. Asuka also did a really long, well, not a really long video. It wasn't like an hour or nothing like that. But she did a long form video on her channel to sort of tell the story of her and Io going all the way back to Japan, and them being part of a previous, I was about to say threesome. But I don't want to give you the wrong idea. They were part of a group called Triple Tails with Io's sister. And this was like way back. But she basically tells the story of that, which I think is very cool for WWE fans to be able to fill this story out. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to do this on screen, even though they probably should. They probably should just have Asuka promos interspersed as she tells the story of her and Io, but maybe when this thing all falls apart, she'll be able to do that. At this point, we get to probably the silliest part of this show. Adam Pearce tells Stephanie Vaquer that her match at Clash in Paris is canceled because Naomi got pregnant. Now, obviously the match is canceled, right? But you had a week to crown a new champion. It doesn't take that long to crown a new champion. But they decided not to, and instead, they're going to make Stephanie Vaquer the number one contender, and they're going to pick somebody for her to wrestle next week for the vacant world title. See, this is a big, big problem that I have. I told you guys before, Triple H has zero pivot foot. All right? If somebody would have gotten injured and had to surrender the title, there would either been a tournament started immediately, like right after she put the belt in the ring, there would have been a tournament started, or there would have been a battle royal or something to get that match on the mat. Somebody would have filled in. 10, 15 years ago, that's the way they would have done it. Oh, somebody's hurt, they can't go, fuck it. Either we're going to award somebody the championship like they did with Randy Orton when he was supposed to wrestle John Cena, and John Cena got injured, so they awarded the title to Randy Orton, and then they forced him to defend it. That was actually one of my favorite episodes. No, it wasn't even Raw. It was like a No Mercy or something. Because it made it stand out that the title was defended, I think, 3 times in one night, with 2 different champions, and had 2 different title switches, which was, a cool blue sky story that you start from the beginning and then you get a conclusion, and then it still rolls over into the next following weeks. But Triple H has zero pivot foot. He can't find, 10 girls and do an over-the-top rope battle royal and say the winner of this battle royal is going to wrestle Stephanie for the title and Paris. He can't do that because 5 matches only. That's it. We got our 5. So we're going to push this one to the next night. It's utterly pathetic. There's, of course, people who believe that Stephanie is being screwed here. She kind of is, because she won this championship match who knows how many weeks ago. Had to be like a month ago now, right? It's been a long time that she had to sit back and wait for this title match. And now she has to wait again. Instead of just saying, Stephanie Vaquera was the last woman in the Battle Royal and Evolution, and she's going to wrestle the person who was in the ring last with her. I don't know who that would be, but that was going to be her opponent. Or we're going to have a second Battle Royal with just Raw talent, or we're going to have a big gauntlet or something. And people say, well, they don't have enough women. What are you talking about? You have NXT. You got Evolve. You got tons of women. You got too many women. Don't give me this, you don't have enough women for a tournament. You don't have enough women. You probably don't have enough time for a tournament. But don't give me that bullshit about you not having enough women for a tournament or a battle royal. It's just you're lazy. You don't want to put any thought into it. And you decided we're just going to handpick somebody. Probably. Pathetic. Becky Lynch came out, cut a very bad promo on Birmingham, where they are. I didn't know that WWE and AEW were both in England at the same time. Interesting. Nikki Bella called her a bitch. They started having a back and forth where Becky Lynch called her a broke neck Barbie, while Nikki says that Becky Lynch used to be Charlotte Flair's sidekick. Oh, that was a nice little dig. I didn't know about that one. That's a good one. It kind of flummoxed Becky too. Becky then decided she was going to attack the crowd, talking about 800 years of Irish oppression by the English. Oh, that's a nice deflection. Anyway, they're going to take Stephanie Vaquera versus Naomi's spot at Clash in Paris. It's going to be Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch. All right, look, this was the best they could do because they want to have story-built matches on the show, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. I still think that if Stephanie had to wait a month to get a title match, she should get that title match at the promised show and not whenever they feel like it. But Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella is fine. That match was going to happen anyway. I don't know what they were saving it for, but they were going to do it anyway, so there it is. All right, the last thing is Bayley is hearing voices in her head. They talk to her. She understands. They whispering. It's the hugger Bayley on one side, and there's Ding Dong Bayley on the other. And they're going back and forth about when she was most successful, and Hugger Bayley was the first champion, and she's living her dream, and she's being optimistic. Oh yeah, you missed WrestleMania, but you've been at plenty of WrestleManias. You missed SummerSlam, but you've been at SummerSlam before. And Ding Dong Bailey's like, I had my own talk show. What about you? And then now the voices are arguing with each other. She needs some Haldol. So there's that. I liked it more when Ding Dong Bailey was just haunting our role model Bailey, whatever the fuck we're calling this, damage control Bailey. I liked it better when she was being haunted by Ding Dong Bailey. I didn't like that they added the hugger character to it. I liked it more when it was, again, Green Goblin. And I also don't like that she's sitting in one place. Again, I would have liked for them to be a little bit more theatric, where she's in, she's washing her face, and in the mirror, she's seeing like the old version of herself or something like that. Real theatrical stuff. Cinematic shit. She's in her house, and there's the pictures of her with the double titles, and then she's hearing the laugh and the ding dong, hello, that kind of thing. That would have been fun. Her just sitting in a room by herself. I don't know what she's sitting there for. It looks like she recorded all of this at the same time. I don't know. There's a lot of people who are very hard on Auntie Pam. Maybe she's been around for a long time. It makes sense. For the amount of time she has in the business, you think that she's plateaued. They're really grasping at straws with this whole split personality thing. But I think Bailey is such an important member of the roster that you don't really want to just put a boot to her. She's one of those young ladies that's kind of like the heart and soul of the women's division at this point. I can't really see WWE without Bailey in it. This division without Bailey in it. But there are some people who are ready for her to go. I'm thinking, she's done everything she could possibly do. I'm not sure what else she can do. And I'm not sure that the company, in dragging her along, is doing her any favors. I think that they need to give her some time off, like a significant amount of time off, like almost 5-6 months. Go away for a while and make the people miss you, and then come back fresh with a whole new look, whole new character, whole new everything. Maybe that's when you start doing the vignettes. When after 6 months, maybe for the Royal Rumble, that's when she comes back with a new character, new haircut, new moveset, whole 9 yards, new theme song, everything. That probably would have been better. Probably would have made a lot more sense. But that's the one thing on the show that I'm very interested in. I was also very interested in Roman Reigns' conversation with Jey Uso, because that, of course, is what led to Jey Uso super kicking CM Punk, because Roman told Jey not to trust CM Punk, and that this is all about Jey. He needs to go out there and represent and collect this title again for his family, and not worry about friendships and everything. So he kind of motivated Jey to go out there and be out for self. But outside of that, listening to this crowd chant weird stuff, which they always do, I don't know. But this show was terrible, as we know. So that's the best I can do, dog. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.
Yeah. We're just gonna